I collect spores, molds, and fungus. I also review movies. What is up, everyone? Movie Wayne back again with another review, and this is going to be for the 2021 film Ghostbusters Afterlife, and this is directed by Jason Reitman and stars Finn Wolfhard, Mckenna Grace, Coon, and Paul Rudd. Now, this tells the story of the descendants of Egon Spengler, who inherit and move into his farmhouse in the small town of Somerville, where a ghostly presence threatens the apocalypse. Well, after all the teasers and promises over the years of another Ghostbusters sequel happening, and the vast majority being disappointed with the 2016 version we got there, Ghostbusters Afterlife was said to be the true next entry into the franchise. So will fans be disappointed with this, or is it a welcome addition? Let's find out. First off, I just want to say I was totally on board with this script. It would have been very easy to just rehash the first two movies, have them set in New York there, and just change the characters around to some new Ghostbusters. But this is a total different location for this franchise, taking place in this small town in the middle of nowhere, really. Most of it on a farmhouse. And it has a lot of plot building, you know, it's been explaining what's been going on the past 30 years and what is to come in the near future and why the world is at threat. And I thought this was the right direction to go in. I mean, it was always going to be damn near impossible to replicate what that first movie gave us just by doing the same thing. And I just really appreciate it when a franchise goes in new directions and gives fans something fresh and something totally different. Why do we want to see the first movie again? It's been done to damn near perfection, really. And Ghostbusters Afterlife does that. But what it also does is actually take some of that magic and put it in here. And it almost feels like we are back in the 80s at times with this film. The key word here is sequel, because I do believe this is a true sequel to them first two movies, but it also tries to do its own thing at the same time. And I really appreciate that as well when films do this. They keep the old fans in mind while trying to bring on new fans for this generation. But there are so many throwbacks here, so many calling cards, that fans of them original two films are just going to be absolutely over the moon with this movie. This is a love letter to them fans. It has them right in its core here. It always has them in their mind while this movie goes on. And not only that, it goes even further. So if you're a fan of them original films, expect some very emotional and hard-hitting moments as well. It doesn't just do the throwbacks, it goes all out and gives you everything. Moving on to our new bunch of characters now, though. Finn Wolfhard is in this movie, of course, because he plays every young male at between the age of 14 and 20 nowadays, doesn't he? And I thought he put in a decent performance. You get exactly what you expect from him. It's nothing groundbreaking, but he's a decent character as Trevor. Logan Kim brought a hell of a lot of likability to his character. He has a lot of one-liners and lots of great humour, even though he is called podcast. Yeah. However, the major standout here is Mckenna Grace. She is absolutely incredible in this movie. I don't quite recall seeing such a wonderful performance from a young girl like this in quite a long time, and she just pulls off this very nerdy clever clogs with absolute ease, and she's just a very, very fun character to be around. And the main focus is mainly on her. She's mainly the star of this film. And I just want to say what a perfect casting choice this is, because in this film, she is Egon Spengler's granddaughter. And that is exactly what Egon Spengler would look like if he was a 14-year-old girl. I mean, look at her. Paul Rudd is also a very welcome addition to this franchise. I feel like Ghostbusters is just tailor-made for him, really. He's such an entertaining actor and just a fun person to watch on your screen. I mean, I enjoy him in virtually everything I see him in. Now, I do feel like it was important for these characters to have great chemistry on screen, because when you look at the original Ghostbusters, one of the best things about their entire film is what them four had on screen. Now, it is a big ask, because when you compare chemistry from characters in films to them, not many can beat them. I mean, they just hit the bullseye there and got it spot on to perfection. So it was always going to be a big ask. And what they get here is decent enough. I think it's fun to be around them all on screen together, but it never ever feels like it quite gets there, or even half as good as what them guys had. It's not a major negative, but yeah, I mean, it's just not the magic of them first two films. It's not just Logan Kim who carries all the humour here, though. He does have most of it, but there is plenty of funny interaction with lots of the characters in this movie. There is a ghost that appears halfway through the film, and I was laughing my ass off at him. I mean, it was just so funny, some of the stuff that he was getting up to, and when they're chasing him and stuff. It was just all chaotic and very, very fun to watch, but really, really funny at the same time. But Mckenna Grace here, now... This is a mixed bag for me. She tells a lot of jokes in this movie, but they are very, very average dad jokes. And people in my audience, I could just feel them feeling really awkward when she told these jokes, and they just don't land at all. However, I think this was intended because she is a very awkward character in the movie. So like I said, it's not a positive or a negative. I don't really know what to think about these jokes being in this script, to be honest. I have to say, though, the practical effects and special effects that are used here, along with some CGI, I mean, there has to be CGI here, because unless I'm very, very mistaken, I don't know how they've done these ghosts without it. But this could be a major negative of the film if not done right. However, I thought they looked exceptional. I mean, this is some of the best special effects I've seen in the modern era. I mean, sometimes these can take you out the movie, and I really wanted Ghostbusters to get it right, but these ghosts and stuff just blend into the scenery so well. I had no problem with it whatsoever, and it was some of the best I've seen in a long time. I do feel like, though, there's a bit of a pacing issue with this film. The first act, for the first 45 minutes here, is really, really slow and builds a lot of plot up. But I don't mind that in my movies at all. I was all for it. It's the next two acts just seem to absolutely fly by. I mean, when the movie was over, I was like, whoa, that went really quick, when it started to kick in the middle there. And I just felt like they could have added a little bit more into the movie in the middle. I mean, involving some more ghosts or something like that. And I just felt like something was missing, but maybe that's because I was enjoying myself so much, and it's a testament to how fun this film is. And even though this film does try to please both diehard veterans of the Ghostbusters franchise and bring in a modern audience, I do feel like the more modern audience won't appreciate this film as much as the diehard fanatics. Now, I'm not saying they won't enjoy it, because they will, and I do feel like it will get a lot of people on board if they intend to do more Ghostbusters films. But I feel like the makers of this film tried to split it down the middle in pleasing both, and it definitely leads towards fans of this franchise in pleasing them a hell of a lot more. Because if I was new to this franchise, I'd be thinking, wow, that was a fun movie, but what was all the fuss about? I mean, they're gonna get it a hell of a lot more, I feel. I really had a good time with Ghostbusters Afterlife, though, and I would definitely be down for more movies in this franchise in future. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Ghostbusters Afterlife an 8 out of 10. This was such a fun time. It really was. Like I said, I just wanted a little bit more. But this is one of my favourite films of the year still. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, fun fact, Ghostbusters Afterlife is that the Ecto-1 gunner seat was actually used in the animated series, but never in any of the films. But we see it here, and it's an awesome scene. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Got a lot more reviews coming, lots more videos, and if you want to comment about Ghostbusters Afterlife or Ghostbusters in general, any of the movies, leave it down below, and I'll reply to every single one of you, I promise. Take it all easy, guys. I'll see you all next video.